down there. He's the advisor. He tells them pretty much what he thinks might work. But Tony Lambert is still the crew chief on that car. But I think they've been coming along quite well since Jake went over there and started helping.
That's the Stanley Tools Chevy, number 92. There's Elton Sawyer's Ford credit card, number 38, the Aiken Sutton machine. And Dennis Setzer's back in the race after a long stop to replace the radiator and tear away the front end sheet metal, what wasn't already torn away.
Amen.
Setzer's back in the race.
You know, you hear people talk about the back straightaway and front straightaway here at Hickory. Really, that's a misnomer. There is no such thing. We call that 3 and 6.
Yeah,
Come off 2, then you start turning to get in the next corner in the middle of the back straightaway. So you really don't have any time to relax at all. It's a constant turn all the way around this racetrack.
Having no time to relax is going to be Robert Presley. Tommy Houston's putting the move to him. Here up front, there's Ricky Craven, David Green, running 1-2, and right with them Kenny Wallace. Then there's a gap back to that battle that was developing, and Tommy Houston has gone underneath Robert Presley and taken the spot away.
One person that ought to know how tight to have a race car at Hickory should be Houston. You know, that whole family, when I first started racing, I raced against Houston, and that was many years ago.
Back at the front of the field, things stayed tight, but not too tight. Ricky Craven, David Green, and Kenny Wallace. 86 of 300 laps complete. We'll be right back. We're back at Hickory, 93 laps complete. Good battle going on here. Randy LaJoy in the Fina Loop 20 fighting his way back up through, getting past the FDP Brakes number 9 of Mike Wallace. Tim Fedewa in there, Kevin LePage in the Teddy Bear car. And at the left side of the screen, Elton Sawyer in the number 38. Started 26th. He is up to 13th.
Mike, what everybody's hearing right now is like Randy LaJoy and these guys, the spotters are saying, okay, the lead car's on the same straightaway with you, put you a lap down, so they're going to have to move along. They can't be too patient anymore.
Doug Hebron just made a pit stop, lost 2 laps. Jim Bound in 63, the Lux Beans car. And here's Kenny Wallace moving past Bobby Dotter.
You can see that camera vibrating right there. I think when he got the leg to the left front, it's knocked the left front wheel way back.
Trouble, turn 4. Chris Diamond has spun. Excuse me.
That's more important than what I was saying.
No, it was just a little more immediate, not more important. Make that the 4th caution of the day. It might have had a little help. There was contact with another car up there coming out of 4. Making his Busch Series debut is the driver from Bethlehem, North Carolina. The J&L Motors car. Doug Hebron makes another pit stop, this one under caution. They're going to look at under the hood on Hebron's car. So with this 5th caution flag of the day, we'll take a break from Hickory Motor Speedway. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hickory. 1 lap and we'll go racing as Robert Presley makes a late caution pit stop. Show you why we're under yellow here. Top of the screen, turn 4.
It didn't look like he had much help there. It looked like he just got a little sideways there. That's
he and Larry Pearson.
Larry Pearson got
close.
Tight here. Let's see. It didn't
Yep,
look,
not
maybe,
that close.
Maybe.
Ooh, close there. Kevin LePage jumps on the brakes. Everybody else slithers through.
For a better line, we'll just say you see it. You make your own opinion.
That's it. Back to green. And once again, Ricky Craven. He must have a real stump puller second gear in that car.
Very alert. He told me before the race this time, and I believe him. He's really going well.
David Green in trouble. The car is almost stopped on the backstretch. He's rolling very slowly. It's running.
Flat tire. I would say probably a right rear. Yeah, right rear is cut down on it. You can see it right there.
Ah, what a heartbreak for the pole sitter.
You know, we were talking during the break, and we said David Green had 3 short track poles, but he hadn't led a lap yet.
Not on a short track. Glenn?
Well, Mike, this is an awfully bad break for David Green, but there's a possibility there is something on the racetrack. Just before the cars restarted, Robert Presley brought his car in with a flat left rear, so we'll keep our eye out for cut tires. There may be debris doing that. Unusual to see him cutting them this early in the race.
14.8 second stop. 14.8 second stop, and Ricky Craven puts David Green 2 laps down.
Boy, that just tells you how fast they're getting around this racetrack. You pull in the pits and have a stop like that and then end up 2 laps down. I mean, it don't take long for it to happen here.
But Craven is waiting around for nobody. Good battle here. This year's rookie leader, Johnny Benson, in the Staff America 74. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Hermie Sadler, in 25.
My favorite paint job of all time. That's one I don't have any trouble seeing whatsoever.
Did a nice job with that. You can't miss it. And Benson has been steadily working on getting that car to the front.
See Kenny Schrader moving into the frame there. He's running quite well. That don't surprise me, though. One thing that a Winston Cup driver, I feel, has an insight of what the car's going to do like 100 laps into the race.
Schrader, too, biding his time, picking up spots where he finds them. He drifted back a little bit at the start of the race from 9th to about 12th or 13th, and is now moving back up toward the front. Benson and Sadler continue to battle. Schrader and Rumley back there. Doug Hebron continues to struggle.
Boy, these two cars have been going at it. Kenny Wallace and Houston have been door to door 2 or 3 times and leaned on each other a couple of times. They're really fighting it out there. This is the 5th and 6th.
Now, one of Houston's sons, Scott, is his crew chief. The other 2, Marty and Andy, will be in that late model race, that sportsman race, later this afternoon here at Hickory.
Let me tell you, 1/3 of the fans here are Houston's in the grandstand. There's a lot of them around here.
Underneath Chad Little, who's a lap down, the Bayer Aspirin car.
Chad Little was extremely loose qualifying yesterday and had to take the provisional. He still does not have that car hooked up good to the racetrack.
And Dirk Stevens has made another pit stop. Let's check with Glenn.
The guy that I was watching moving on the racetrack after they run a little while in the green is number 6, Tommy Houston. He has a setup here that the car really stays with him. It doesn't seem to go away. He was gaining on the lead 3. He now is running that same groove. Houston might be the man to watch here today. Also, Larry Pearson, car number 92. When he won races here back in the mid-'80s, that's how he did it, coming from back in the pack. So keep your eye on those 2 cars.
That's right, Glenn. Pearson won here in 85 and 86. Trying to get a lap back from the leader is David Green, and he's done it. He's gotten one of his 2 laps back from Ricky Craven.
That lets you know how much car he had. Now he has to go. You see how much car he had. He was just kind of riding along there because he didn't want to take a chance of knocking himself out of the race early. Now he has no choice but try to make up those laps under the green.
And Tommy Houston has passed Kenny Wallace for 2nd place. Well, Houston's just ran up the leaderboard. There's Kenny Wallace in 3rd. And Tom Peck in the channel lock number 31. The Grissom Motorsports car has moved up to 4th. Now, Johnny Benson in the Staff America machine. He's the 5th place car. He's had a super run here in the early going.
He's doing a super job. I tell you one thing, you talk about Houston and everybody. A lot of people will go out here and set their car up for handling for times. You know, they want to run real fast, but the car does not feel real good. The people that really run well on when the green's out a long time are people that understand that the car is going to get loose. If it's running really fast, a lot of time it might be on the verge of being loose.
There's Pearson battling Johnny Rumley. The car's ahead of him. Schrader and all are all on the lead lap. Pearson on the bottom. Rumley up top.
Well, that's 2 past winners here. Rumley won the last race that we had here, and Pearson won in 84 and 85 here, so they both know the way to win a circle.
And Elton Sawyer right behind them. Sawyer scored, and Randy LaJoy. And Tracy Leslie, who had come from 30th starting spot to 12th, now has given back a couple of those spots in the Detroit Gasket Chevy.
You know, you watch this race and you see the cars go down the corner and you say, as small as this racetrack is, you must just wear the brakes out. You know, this is one of the easiest racetracks.
Trouble in two, buddy. Diamond is around. Chris Diamond, and the field's got a split to get away from him, and Green will stay out. No caution. You were saying?
I'm afraid every time I say anything, something happens. I'm going to be a little quieter here.
Well, don't stop.
Woo. No,
You're saying this place is easy on brakes?
Yeah, it is. You really don't use the amount of brakes that you think you would because you're in the corner most of the time, so you really don't have that much straightaway to use the brake up on. Like Martinsville, it's a drag strip with 2 corners on it.
Here's a battle for fourth as Tom Peck comes up under Kenny Wallace. Johnny Benson looking in.
His car's lean. I got stiffer springs in my bed at home when they run in these things for Ricker. You do anything you can to get the side bite off the corner and forward bite. That's the main thing you're looking for. You don't care what spring it is as long as it works.
I'll move around Mike Wallace. His car has kind of suddenly dropped off the pace.
You see Kenny Wallace there. He was sideways getting up off the corner, too. Right now, it's when you're talking to the crew on the radio, you're going, man, I'd give $1,000 for 2 rounds of bite. They said, bring it in here. It's more than we're going to make if you keep running loose like that.
129 laps to go. We're 20 laps from halfway. Spin in the backstretch. Diamond again.
Boy, he got that down pat, hasn't he?
Robert Presley comes to pit road under Green. This will knock another of the top contenders off the lead lap.
Well, he got her fired again, back in action, and no caution.
Tough break for Presley. They needed a caution.
Now, that's about as bad a thing as you can have go out there. That's like a flat tire. When that mirror falls off and you can't tell who's behind you or when to move for the faster cars and all, that makes this racetrack extremely tough.
Look at the hood. It's bouncing up and down in this field division as well.
I think he's aced me out. I've broke about everything, but I've never had a mirror to break off. See Tom Peck here moving up. I tell you, that car is really hooked up, and I think with Steve being here and helping him with the chassis and all this morning as an advisor, I think that's going to help him.
Robert Presley's made that stop on pit. There's 34, Mike McLaughlin. Now, he got fresh tires at lap 98 under yellow, and he's battled back up to 12th spot. And look at Presley on fresh tires. Let's get a comment on Robert's stop. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, he came in that time for right sides only. Remember, I said he ducked in under that caution period and changed left sides when it was flat. Well, they mismatched the tires, so he kept telling the crew that it messed the handling up on the car. He needed right side tires. They brought him in and put him on him under the green. He lost a little time, but boy, he likes the way it drives now.
Now, you'll see Presley slicing his way back up through now. He is 2 laps down.
You know what you were just talking about, Mike? There's 2 kinds of tires, but there's no tire like a new tire. Believe you me, that's the most important thing on a short track. You get new tires, look like you have 4 motors in that car. Look how he's going by Pearson. Pearson's running super good. He's just driving by everybody.
And you can bet they're telling some of these drivers on the 2A radios, look, he's 2 laps down, let him go. Let him go burn those tires up.
Yeah, because what he's doing running that hard right now, he's using up tires he needs later.
Here's the leader in heavy traffic, Robbie Reiser on the inside of the 17. Stevie Reeves just ahead. Reeves said until he got in this Busch car, he had never driven anything heavier than 1,500 pounds.
I see David Green behind Craven again.
Well, there was a spin car, Mike McLaughlin in turn 2, and we get a caution.
Again.
Oh, and again, Stevie Reeves is in one. Oh, the caution had already come out for Mike McLaughlin's spin on the back straightaway. 6th caution of the day. 5th caution of the day. We had about 8 they didn't throw the flag for her.
I don't think we'll make the record here. They had one time that the racetrack tore up a little bit, and I think what they have, 10 laps under green?
I think so. At least at a time. 10 at a time. So caution is out once again for Mike McLaughlin's spin in the back straightaway in the fiddle-faddle Chevy. Kenny Wallace comes to the pits in the Phil Martossi car. And they'll put right sides on Kenny. And they'll put tires on Hermie Sadler's car. Jim Bound is also in. And there's Sadler's car.
Mike, this will change things around quite a bit right here. You're going to have a lot of cars on fresh rubber. Now they'll look like everybody else has stopped. When they go back out, they'll pass them inside, outside, any way they want to.
Glenn, what is the tire rule for the day? How many are they allowed during caution or during the race?
Well, Mike, just like on the normal short tracks, you get one tire per position under caution. Kenny Wallace just used his up. His car had stayed under him. Hermie Sadler came in, got tires. The handle had gone away. Jim Bound, we commented, he came in. He's had problems all day, so they made a chassis adjustment as well as changing tires on his car. But the rule is one tire per position under caution. So if Wallace changes any more tires, he'll do so under green or under penalty.
Thanks, Glenn. 141 laps down. They're watching us from all around the nation today, including at the Simpson Bay Yacht Club on the shores of Lake Norman. We'll be right back. Getting set to go back to green as the cars try to line up and get their restart position. Michael McLaughlin, David Green, and Robert Presley there on the high line. Ricky Craven is still the leader. Tommy Houston, Tom Peck, Ken Schrader, and Elton Sawyer, the top 5. Here's why we're under caution. David Green got into the back of Chris Diamond and sent him spinning. Back to green. And Johnny Rumley comes out of the pits right in front of the leaders, and David Green almost gets up toward the fence. Well, Rumley wants a lap back. He's going to get it. Remember, he's on fresh tires. Craven has yet to make a pit stop.
I'm interested to see what Tommy Houston has for Craven when they run a long green flag run.
Look at this bunch. They were 3 wide in the back straightaway as Kenny Schrader took advantage in traffic. Looked like David Green kind of bobbled coming out of turn 2, and Schrader went right for the throat, right down the middle, and then right underneath to take over 3rd place.
Woohoo, 3 deep. That's pretty hard to do here at Hickory.
For long.
For long? Not for long, is what you mean.
Yes. Craven's the leader. Tommy Houston has popped out of this pack in 2nd. Tight Ooh. Battle.
See several cars getting loose there. What happens there is one picks up the throttle, the other one backs off, and you have to do something and try to miss the car in front of you.
And it's like you said. On new tires, everybody suddenly thinks they're Superman.
Yeah, it don't take long to face reality, though. About 20 laps, and you say, uh-oh, I used them up.
That's Tom Peck on the outside in 31. Elton Sawyer battling him. David Green was trying to get a lap back. Didn't happen. Mike Wallace on the bottom. Still keeps trying lower and lower. Ooh, he's down there. And he made room. Tom Peck had to get out of the throttle or get in the fence. 99, Presley moving up. He's 2 laps down. Here's your Stanley mid-race recap brought to you by Stanley Tool Works. For over 150 years making quality products to help improve your home. 1 leader. That's not much of a recap, but Ricky Craven has pretty well owned this race so far. 5 caution flags for 26 laps. And Tommy Ellis is the only car on the trailer. 15 cars are on the lead lap. Johnny Benson dives under Tom Peck. Benson has been really impressive today.
See Tommy Houston trying to get under McLaughlin there. I believe he's as fast as Craven. He just can't get himself in position to race with him. He closes in anytime he gets ready to. But right now he's got McLaughlin to work with, and until he gets a clear racetrack, it's going to be really hard to catch Craven.
Chad Little comes to pit road in the Harris Teeter Ford. Well, Houston's going to make the move work this time.
Perhaps. That's 2 of the best on short track right there, racing side by side. And I don't think either of them is going to give until one makes a mistake.
And look at this. Coming into the corner. Behind that group, Kenny Schrader has his hands full with Elton Sawyer on the bottom. Sawyer's going to get that 4th place back. Make that 3rd. 3rd place for Sawyer, kicks Schrader back to 4th. Here comes David Green. Randy LaJoie is there. And so is Kenny Wallace. And Johnny Benson.
tell you one thing. If Schrader's got any advantage in traffic over these boys, he's going to have to use it pretty quick here.
Jason Keller has parked his car along pit road. Spin, Tom Peck, turn 3, and riser.
Larry Pearson got in the middle of that, too.
Yep, Dirk Stevens has to go around. What's it called? Tim Fedor.
Whoa!
Mike Wallace.
Man.
Comes into Tim Fedor. Oh, Fedor had the wrong gear. He had first, needed reverse right there, did a little more damage. Bell Atlantic Mobile and Race Scan sponsoring Fedor today. Oh. Car number 9, Mike Wallace, was trying to make up a lap, and he got into Tommy Houston as well.
Well, I guarantee you his spotter catch some hard time over that one.
Yep. Tough break there. We're just past halfway, 159 laps are complete. Craven and Houston battle back to the line. Craven leading. I'll tell you, for Easter eggs, some of these cars look a lot like Humpty Dumpty after he fell off the wall. Glenn?
One of the cars that we've seen pit are guys that have been having trouble keeping up. The 2 car, the 6 car haven't pitted yet. Nobody can catch them, even though they're on used tires. When they do come in, whenever it is, they're going to have that much fresher tires at the end of the race. So those guys are going to stay out there just as long as they possibly can. Right now, no reason for them to pit. Nobody can catch them and pass them.
There's a look at Houston, and you're right, Glenn. And look at Ricky Craven's car. I think the reason he's leading the Easter parade is he has more colors on his egg than anybody else. That's only one reason.
Yeah,
it's not a good reason. We asked Tommy Houston about Hickory Motor Speedway, where he spent a lot of his career.
This track's got a groove to it. A lot of people don't like it, and it's tough to get around. I would say it's probably the toughest racetrack on the Busch Grand National Circuit today to try and get around. And a lot of people come here and absolutely they hate it.
Welcome back to Hickory Motor Speedway. I'm Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Glenn Jarrett. Today is TNN Live coverage. Hope you're enjoying the Easter parade. It has Ricky Craven out in front, Tommy Houston in second, Randy LaJoyce fought his way up to third, and Johnny Benson to fourth. There are 13 cars on the lead lap. Kenny Wallace is fifth. Sixth is Hermie Sadler. Seventh, Johnny Rumley. Back in eighth is Tracy Leslie, who started last in this race. Good run for him. Ninth place car is Kenny Schrader. 10th is Tom Peck. 11th, Elton Sawyer. 12th is Kevin LePage. Best run for the Vermont driver. And 13th is Jim Bound, who's a former front row sitter here. Larry Pearson, numerous pit stops to correct damage.
That used to be alumina, now it's just a law.
Well, yeah, now it's just a loo, yeah.
Knocked the rest off. I tell you, this, Glenn Jarrett just said this is the ugliest field I've ever said, and I just wonder, Glenn, have you had a tetanus this year?
Well, I haven't yet, buddy, but before I get around any of these cars, I'm going to. As you said, Mike, Larry Pearson just made another pit stop. Most of the damage appears to be cosmetic. They had the rubber straps out, the bungee straps. We're getting a caution again, so we're going to have at least one more lap before we go to caution. But I'm telling you, they have really torn some race cars up here, and we're only halfway.
Right. Let's show you why we're under this caution, Glenn. They're going to get one more lap to sort out the restart order. Some cars on the lead lap are trying to get in line. There is. Now watch the 9 car coming from the right side of your screen to get a lap back from the leaders.
See, he's not in sight yet.
Because they do race back to the flag, and he caught Tommy Houston. Oof.
Okay, I think what happened there, the spotter might have said the middle part of the racetrack's open, come on, come on. And when you get there, all of a sudden, everybody's moving back towards the pits to go fix the car. So you get in trouble doing that a lot of times with spotter.
There's a little bit of damage on Mike Wallace's car. Tommy Houston's car. Let's hope it didn't knock the toe out on Houston's car when he caught him in the right front. We are back to green.
One thing about wrecking on this smaller track, the aerodynamics are not as important as they are on some of the racetracks where you run a lot faster, but it really don't help a car to hit the front end like that.
Here comes Robert Presley to get a lap back from Ricky Craven, and he does. That puts him 1 lap down.
Randy LaJoy running there in 4th spot right now. Just a minute ago, he's fixing to go a lap down.
Tommy Houston holds on to second. Looks like the handling was not hurt on that car. And at turn 4, Larry Pearson and Robbie Reiser get together.
Man.
And that'll take the rest of the sheet metal off the left front of Pearson's car. No caution. We stay green.
Anytime there's contact like that, there's a chance that a piece of metal or anything can fall off.
The starter was looking right at it. He waved okay to the tower.
They're back into it again.
Oh, Pearson. Pearson just shoved Reiser down the length of the racetrack. Back up front. Tommy Houston looking over Ricky Craven. And to the pits, Larry Pearson. Tracy Leslie got loose up in 4. He's okay now.
As you say, they're doing it all over the racetrack right now. I'm telling you, every car here has been sideways at least 3 times in the last 5 laps.
Except Ricky Craven.
Yeah, they got to catch him to get him sideways.
David Green's going to get a lap back from him now. Remember, Craven has not yet changed tires.
I'm just wondering if 44 might be in the same lap now. Yes, he is, as a matter of fact. That's what good, hard driving does. Now, once he gets out in front, there's no point in trying to run that lap up. There'll be another caution. They'll bring him right back up behind the lead cars.
That's what Robert Presley's hoping as well. Presley's now back on the tail end of the lead lap. Kenny Wallace and Johnny Benson coming past the leader. Boy, Craven's car is slowed up, buddy.
Well, he hadn't really slowed up. Other people on fresher tires. And I tell you, right now, he's paying the price for not stopping that last pit stop.
The new leader is Johnny Benson. Bill Bumgarner, Staff America Chevy, number 74. Benson, the ASA champion of 1 year ago. He is the leading rookie, and he is now leading this race.
You see Hermie there underneath. I tell you, it looks to me like Ricky Craven's car is totally given up in the corners. Everybody's passing him on the outside. I don't know whether it's a motor problem or whether the handling's gone away that much, but if it's handling, he's in serious trouble if they run a long green stop here.
Buddy, we may be mistaken. Scoreboards carrying Kenny Wallace as the leader. He went past Craven just before Benson did. Trouble in 2. Mike McLaughlin spins down the racetrack. And how did they miss him? Houston's car almost stopped when he got going again. That will be a caution flag. So my mistake. It's Kenny Wallace who is the race leader. Benson in second. And Hermie Sadler on the way to the caution flag past Benson. So put Sadler up into second spot.
I tell you the truth, to follow everything that's going on this racetrack, you need a third eye. I was watching the front straightaway here. 2 cars were running side by side, and I'm going to start watching the monitor a little more closely.
Benson led lap 174, and then Kenny Wallace got past him. And now here are Craven, LaJoie, Schrader, and Houston. Kevin LePage, Tracy Leslie, and Mike McLaughlin on pit road.
Talking about Houston, he has some pretty bad damage to the right side of Houston's car there.
Here's Glenn.
Craven's pit, and he's finally, I think these are the last of the cars that have not pitted. Ken Schrader is going by him. They're having some trouble with Schrader, with Craven. They only changed the right side tires, so he will have to come back in and get left sides, as I believe Schrader will. A lot of them elect to change only 2 tires per time because with the short racetrack, it's hard to get them all 4 changed, even under caution, without losing a lap. I think you're going to see number 2 and number 52 back in next time, guys.
Thanks, Glenn. First pit stop of the day for both those cars. Tommy Houston was in. Let's give a call to Kevin LePage, the Vermont Teddy Bear car. He's on the lead lap here, and that is no mean feat, but Hickory is a lot like some of the tracks that he raced on the NASCAR North Tour, and it's his best showing today.
And one of the few you can read the sponsor on the quarter panel. The rest of them pretty well we've knocked them off.
Yeah, it's still there. It hasn't taken it. No, that's a bad pun. We said no puns today, and we meant it. Well, I'm going to go find some eggs. We'll be right back.
It's 8 o'clock in there.
Work continues on Dennis Setzer's car. Not much left to the front end of that one. New radiator installed. Tommy Houston, Jim Bound, and Larry Pearson are all in. And here was the caution. Randy LaJoie's car had been backing up. Oh, that's right. He hit the brakes for the spot. Mike McLaughlin car
had already happened in front of him. He slowed up, and it's chain reaction on these short tracks. It's hard to get slowed up. That's That's how close you can come to reckoning not right there.
That's it. LaJoie back in. Glenn Jarrett's been up and down the pits as Larry Pearson comes in one more time. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, I'm with Scott Houston, the crew chief on his father Tommy's car. Scott, a little damage to the right side. Did you get everything straightened out?
Yeah, I think so. It just crumbled up. We just have to clear it off the tires.
The car looked like it was awfully good, particularly under long green flag runs.
Yeah, it was loose at the start, and then like a good race car should do, it tightened itself back up. And we hadn't changed anything, put tires on it.